Okay. Welcome back from the tea break. I want to ask again, is tea the same as coffee? People are outside. We're going to another important session. I request everyone to settle down because we are almost going to the core of our being here. What did I say is my name? Okay. Okay, good. I have another question as others settle down. Welcome the interpreter of the snake language. Discuss. Welcome the interpreter of the snake language. That the woman. Yes, let us clap. Eve was the interpreter who spoke with the snake and agreed, and they proceeded. You need another one? Okay. We can proceed, right? This is another important session. All of you should be alert. And it's going to be led by Okay, before we proceed, Professor Michael Roberto would want to say something. Maybe he received when he was taking the breakfast, whatever, we don't know. Let's come and listen from him. Let's clap our hands as he comes.
So, my dear friends, I just presented the remarks from the Honorable Minister or Deputy Minister. I did not even say what I really have in my heart about the function, about the event. And also I have another commitment in our school and even the School of Graduate College I want to go and attend to. Just I want to, first of all, appreciate our companies because I've learned a lot. The challenges they've mentioned, they say they have the solutions. So and then I concluded by asking the last, what are the priorities that that company or that cooperative can ask the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to include in the future plans. And were very, very clear. And this could be one of the ways whenever we have a gathering, we ask all the stakeholders to share 3 priorities that the government should include in their plans. So that will enrich the plans of the government. And I believe that our development partners will also agree that it's not coming from the government, but coming from the stakeholders. Secondly, I think you heard during the introduction, 2 gentlemen, they introduced themselves as food security researchers. Wansuku Emmanuel, where are you? May you stand up? Justin Tombe. These are out of many that have supervised on food security in the university here. There are so many of them, but the 2 express. Thank you very much. You can sit. They expressed when I told them that I will not be able to meet them today, I will be coming to Uniport. And then they were asking, what is this Uniport? We have been seeing it in the university there, and why? I say there is a very big function that I believe that you will learn a lot. So I recommend it to our country director that there are 2 students who hopefully will be graduating this month if it goes as planned. They have already signed their dissertation, and they were very much interested in food security. So I think I just introduced them so that at least if there's an opportunity for internship for students that we pass them out instead of them going to the streets looking for border. I think it's good for them to get the internship. Like the chairman of the SAPO, I think this is an opportunity. These are the young people. We will support you, and the development partners are here. Even they will at least include in their plans that each organization have some internship program. And in future, if there is an opportunity, then they will get the chance to work in their organizations. And the last one is about Magui College, Agribusiness and Management Science. I'm happy to see that there is a representative here. I contributed for their curriculum development for that college, and it's got registered in the Ministry of Higher Education. So I'm very happy that the Magui College, you are being invited for this function at the national level. This is great, and thanks to 2SCALE for inviting the agribusiness. And of course, whenever we come together like this, let us exchange our telephone numbers, our emails, WhatsApp numbers, and you maintain the networking and the linkages. This is what it means by capacity building. Capacity building promote networking and linkages, one of the very important components. Not only training, but we need to improve on our networking and linkages. And of course, participating in a national fora like this, and even in the regional and the global fora, is also part of the capacity building. And I believe that the development partners, if you're going back to your countries, at least you take 1 or 2 from South Sudan for 2 or 3 weeks, and they learn from your countries, and they come back. And lastly, appreciate the agro plan for cassava processing and industrialization. I'll be going on the 15th of this month, country of my dear brother Tayo. There is 10 African Cassava Conference from the 17th to the 19th in Abuja, in Nigeria. And I have been identified as a member of the steering committee to be part of that conference. So between the 21st, back to this country, and hopefully if one has any idea about in our country, is at least adding value to cassava, I would love really to get those information so that I can be able to make some remarks in that big conference in Abuja. So these are the few remarks that I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Okay. Now we can proceed with the second session of this meeting today. It's going to be led by Emmanuel Batali, Ara Lomude, the founder of Beneka Modern Farms, his own management profession with over 15 years of experience in human resource management, project management, business systems, and operators management. He also serves as a business development and management consultancy in Deliver Co. Limited. He's going to lead us in this session by welcoming the panelists. Emmanuel, join me here as our brothers and sisters clap as you walk in front.
Thank you, Jimmy. Good morning, everyone. Allow me to recognize the presence of the representative of the Deputy Minister, Professor Roberto. donors, development partners, all other government representatives, the 2SCALE team, SAPU, distinguished guests invited to attend this session, and all partners, ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome. The session we're going in for is panel discussion session. We have 4 distinguished panelists who will be coming to the platform to share their experiences, knowledge, and perspectives on inclusive agribusiness development or initiatives and models. Allow me to introduce, and invite them to the platform. Moro Isaac is a South Sudanese agribusiness specialist and currently serves as the with SAPU. He plays a vital role in strengthening the country's agricultural landscape by advocating for farmer-friendly policies, promoting sustainable practices, enhancing farming productivity, and improving market access for local producers. Mr. Moro, Oscar, you're most welcome. Our next panelist is Mr. Ozima Justin Scopas, a founding member of the Premium Agro Consult Limited in South Sudan. He also serves as the executive board member of the consultancy firm. This firm was established in 2017 and has done a lot of tremendous work in the country. Mr. Ozima is also the founder of Amo Farms, a medium-sized agribusiness venture that provides agricultural inputs and services. You're most welcome, Ozima Scopas. Mary Benjamin Loki is the Director for Food Reserves at the National Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. She's also the serving matron of the Inclusive Agribusiness Development Association of South Sudan, formerly, which was the Agribusiness 1982. Quite a lot of experience and knowledge coming on board. And she is also a seasoned entrepreneur, a vegetable user. Madam Mary, you're most welcome. Our 4th panelist is a representative from the Agui College of Agriculture and Management Science. The executive director, Wani William, was not able to make it, but we have a representative, a lecturer by the names of Mr. Ochere Moses Jimmy Asigamoy. You're most welcome, sir. Okay, our panel discussion is structured in a way that we have a set of questions. We have round 1 and round 2, after which we'll give an opportunity to the audience for questions that the experts on board will be able to respond to. I'll start with Moses. What does an inclusive agribusiness ecosystem and what are its critical success factors? We've talked about inclusive agribusiness being the deliberate models that are developed to bring together sector players, be farmers, be input dealers, financiers, and all those as partners. So what does it look like in that ecosystem, and what are the key critical success factors?
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel, the Obeneka Farms, for that question. A point of correction, I'm Moro Oscar, okay? Moro Oscar Cassius, not Moses, not Isaac, okay? So thank you so much for that question. Very good question. Well, the agribusiness ecosystem is more or less like, just from the theme, incubating and more or less like incubating and facilitation of inclusive agribusiness, so accelerating inclusive agribusiness in Africa. It is a cobweb, I can describe it in that form, a cobweb. There's also an integrated where we have a couple of actors and stakeholders coming together, be it the input dealer, the producers, the farmers, be it the aggregators, okay, be it the process, okay, and even other support, stakeholders, be it the institutions, like be it the financial institutions, and even including the consumers. So it is not a one system thing, but it's actually an integrated form. All these people come together, to sit, to negotiate, to share experiences, to work together as one. It is one thing that makes it unique as a system is that it's not more or less only a profit-driven initiative, but it's more into resilience, inclusion, where all these people come together and work as one. All these actors participate. It is more or less to do with inclusion. No one is left out of this kind of ecosystem, just like you said. Then the success factors that we look at in this case is for the two, more or less, I look at fair access to markets, because at the end of the day, all these are interconnected. Businesses, for those aggregators, and then those who are into value processing are connected to these farmers. Farmers are connected to input dealers, and even the input dealers and farmers are connected to financial institutions, and all this, even to public institutions, ministries. All of them are connected. They work together. So it is more in this system that now when businesses are connected to these input dealers, when farmers have access, we create an environment where there's access to some of these, so there's fair access to some of these resources we're talking of. Then two, it is integrated in that youth and women who are mostly marginalized are also in this system. They work together with all these actors together. They reinforce all their synergies. So all of them are integrated. They are not left out in this sense. And then they are all involved also in decision making. You see, a case in point where when things don't go right, we bring all these actors together. They're able to share experiences, negotiate. Okay, for example, if we talk of roadblocks that are, persistent in all these sites, and then there's an issue somewhere, we bring all of them together to negotiate. So in this case, you see, it is integrated. All of them make decisions, and even in policy making and focus, all of them are part and partial. And then also in this system, we find that there's fair access to also resources. You see, like some resources, financial resources, and that probably might be to one person. All of them at least have access to all resources, if it is finance, if it is capacity building and training, which is also one of the success factors, capacity building and training. All of them are able to benefit. So that is one other success factor. And even institutional and government support in this sense, because they work together. At the end of the day, the system, you find that when they work together, it is also a success. And more or less, to sum it up, it is market driven. Okay, it is an approach, an ecosystem that is market-driven, participatory, and integrated. So to mention but a few, those are some of the priority success factors of the inclusive approach or the ecosystem.
Thank you, Oscar, for that elaborate perspective. Perhaps I just want to do a follow-up to what you've said. Benching on the success and coming from SAPU, I believe, taking a Likert scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being at the beginning and 10 where the journey has been actualized, how far do you think the agribusiness sector is in South Sudan?
5. It's 50, yeah, it's 50, but it's a growing sector. It is growing. It is a, can put it in the 5, yeah, because there are so many challenges in the middle, but 5. Yeah.
Thank you. I think good news. Thank you. Pass it to Mary. Mary, based on your biography here, 1982 to date, it's a whole baggage of wisdom and knowledge, and you've seen it all. He's talked about the inclusion, the model they're using, the inclusion, integration, the financing, the resources. From where you're sitting from as a director, policymaker, what do you think or what do you have to say in terms of what are the relevant policy changes or institutional support structures that you think?
What the speaker has just said, it is true. I'm talking on behalf of the government because I've gone through all the challenges, all the successes in the ministry. Since I've been there for long, I almost know agriculture inside out. Only that when they see me in the ministry, they think I'm new, but I'm not new. I'm the one who feel more of a challenge with the in South Sudan or in the Ministry of Agriculture in particular. The policies, because policies pave way to implementations in the ministry. But unfortunately, we create policies, but policies are not implemented. So we end up, pulling slowly. We move slowly. Although we want to move for success, but we move very, very slowly because you cannot work without policies. Policies are planned, but they are dumped somewhere. We just keep waiting until we get no more. But we are not stopping, we are ongoing. Because there are certain things you can do without a policy actually in the country. Yeah, so we urge that policy should be approved so that it will ease the work for this agribusiness itself that is created. Agribusiness has brought farmers from the traditional farming to modern. Actually, it's a very good encouragement, although some traditional farmers are hard to change, but gradually they are changing. Now, open ways for them because they are ignorant and they are useless, the farmers. And yet they're at the grassroots level. We need really to support them, all of us, the PPP, the government, and everybody who has a feeling for agriculture. Because agriculture is not only agriculturists. There are other people who are agriculturists, who practice agriculture at house level, at other levels. So it's a joint venture really to come up together if we want to have food security in the country, because I feel so much for food security because I'm in that line of really waiting for harvests to come up until we have food security. But now we have food insecurity because of so many things that are happening. So we need to have a joint venture, as it was put, like this journey that is established. This is a journey actually to change everything of the things. If we come up together to this value, we'll find all the problems, the successes in the value, and we end up having food security in the country if policies are in place.
Thank you. When you say if policies are in place, we believe your department is
actually done. Most of the we have directorates in the ministry, and each and every directorate has its own policy. We have submitted all these policies to the Council of Ministers, and in future to go to the Assembly. But none of them has come up. They are all pending. They are known better to them. And of course, we cannot say anything. We cannot push. We have pushed up to that stage, but now we are stuck. Okay. So we cannot do anything.
In a positive point of view, we can say it's work in progress. So, yeah, thank you. My next panelist is Mr. Onjima Justin Scopas, who is a well-known agribusiness expert in South Sudan with the Premium Agro. Onjima, I have a question from, we are moving from agriculture as known for food production, and the element or where we sit right now in the modern perspective is the agribusiness, linking food production to commercial perspective, okay? And above all, as 2SCALE has done their model, we are moving into the PPP. How do you think the PPP can be in a way that can promote both business growth and social impact? Because, being agriculture has an aspect of social impact beyond business itself. How do you think the public-private partnership can be restructured to create that enabling in the business side and the social impact side? Thank you.
Thank you very much, moderator. In the first place, I need to make this exclusive statement that no government has done business with its citizen efficiently. This be it in the provision of agri-inputs, for example, fertilizer. This be it in agri-products like grains. No government has done it efficiently. And the key word there is efficiently, and we're meaning cost, quality, ease of access, and transparency. So for us, or for South Sudan, the PPP model is timely at the moment. So the key components of PPP, the public-private partnership that we are talking about in the sense of the agribusiness model is the government should be able to provide, number one, the enabling environment. When we talk of enabling environment, there are a lot of things. We're talking of security, for example. We're talking of roads, road networks. We're talking of policies that enable easy entrance of, for example, financial actors into the ecosystem. We are also talking of policies that enable a small business to easily enter into the ecosystem. And we're also talking about a system, a structured government system that understands, for example, that if a city council closes a business right now, it has caused unemployment to millions of people. So in this regard, number one, the fact that we are talking of PPP, also the private sector itself has to be prepared. There are things, I'm happy that from the videos that we have seen, 2SCALE has supported in a lot of things, and one of it is the system development in the businesses. In the businesses, for PPP to thrive, the business are able to have those ingredients in a business that this business is able to do well. A business that has records, a business that has a business that respects that it's not the owner. You understand? The business that has a line of that this is the owner and this is the business itself. So in the prospect of the public-private partnership in South Sudan, for us we see a very good opportunity, because if we are talking of access to inputs, government regulates inputs, but to have inputs, it is the private sector that brings inputs into the economy. And the other role that government can play in the input is, for example, sometimes research funding is not done privately. It is done through institutions like this one, and government comes handy. Research is funded. We have local seats, and these local seats are taken up by the private sector. Again, also the private sector themselves, there is need for them to work together. For example, you are one of the persons who owns a business. You know the value chain for poultry is long, and therefore you cannot take it all. You should be able to transfer based on based. Maybe you can transfer some public-private partnership becoming a success if all these factors are working together. Lastly, in the financial sector, as I said, government comes handy in a way that it provides policies. All financial institutions, including the microfinances, they are part and parcel of the financial sector. They are part and parcel of the financial regulatory body of South Sudan. So for me, right now, we should be looking at is, if, for example, somebody is in Nzara, for example, and he has deposited his money in, say, Rufi, is he also able to access that money? These are some of the things that are needed. If there are technologies like the mobile money, people able to access their money, okay, these are the things that will be able to accelerate the economy and will result into the success of public-private partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, Onzima. I think you've spoken like an expert and as an expert. Thank you very much. Having listened and your touch on research and knowledge and innovation technology, that push takes me over to Magui College of Agriculture and Management Science, Mr. Ochera. We know that today knowledge is key, as Onzima said, and into the market as an agribusiness player, and today you're doing more. What are the key innovative and financing models that you think will enable to grow the inclusive agribusiness that we are talking about?
Thank you very much, moderator. I would like to do some bit of correction. The name of the institution is called Magui College of Agribusiness and Management Science. It is not Magui College of Agriculture, something like, no, it's Magui College of Agribusiness and Management Science. In regards to your question, when you look at the overview of innovative financing and the incentives, looking at the overview of it is the innovative models and the incentive for inclusive in agribusiness that are working well often this time are combined in some aspect. The first one is looking at the financial mechanism. The second one is the technological integrations. And the third one is capacity building to help the smallholders, farmers, and women to overcome traditional barriers. So looking at the innovative models, that is working well to support inclusive in agribusiness. One of it is the value chain financing, that is the VCF. So this model involves what we call the partnership between the farmers, cooperatives, and the partners companies. So the partner companies may be like the food processors and many more. And with cooperative acting as what intermediate to provide those inputs like the seeds and fertilizers on credit to the farmer. Chain financing, the loan is normally repaid after the harvest. That is through the sales of the produce to the what? To the partner company at the pre-agri price. So this one will help to reduce what we call the risk for both the farmers and the lenders, significantly increasing what we call the access to formal credit for those one without any traditional collateral access. That is one of the innovative models. The second one is looking at the digital lending platform. The digital lending platform. So when you look at this platform, it is often used as a mobile saving solutions and profit sharing schemes. So the digital lending platforms, it helps in providing effectiveness in reaching the younger farmers. As a result, it helps in offering faster disbursement than what we call the traditional bank. Then another innovative models that I can talk about, it is the blended financial schemes. The blended financial schemes, and this involves the mix of public funds, like from the local government or donor institutions. So these normally attract what we call the private funding for community projects, such as the organic farming, and it can also include the funds from infrastructure and also training, leading to what? To the increased households incomes and adherence to quality standard. Then another thing is farmer producer organization, that is the FPOs and cooperatives. That is another models. It is in line strengthening these groups. It enhancing what? In collective bargaining power. Reduces what we call the transaction cost for assessing what the inputs and also the market aspect. And it provides a platform for knowledge sharing and some technical assistance. So this one is very crucial for promoting what we call technology adoptions and quality assurance. Then the last model, it is the institutional procurement business models. So these models help in linking small farmers to the public sectors by supporting food to schools, to hospitals, oral food reserves, and also providing what we call reliable and steady market. So those are the models. And looking at the effective incentives, because here I categorically break it into two, the model and the effective incentives. So the effective incentives, one of it is the guaranteed market access, guaranteed market access, that is providing clear linkages to buyers and long-term incentives for farmers to invest in quality and sustainable practices. And it is ensure a return to their investment. Then the second one is looking at the capacity building and technical assistance. In capacity building and technical assistance, here offering some training programs on sustainable farming practices. Because looking at the business and the use of technology, it normally helps the farmers improve what we call the productivity and market and meet market standards. Here we can also include what we call the gender responsive advisory services, and particularly effectively in addressing information for women farmers. Then we look at the price and quality transparent that is in the explain the price structure and how quality is assessed. It helps in building trust between the farmers and the buyers, which normally encourages investment in quality improvement. Then we look at the targeted subsidies and the grants. It's also very important in the aspect of incentive, because smart incentive like subsidies for quality inputs or for technology adoptions like advanced irrigation schemes, if we can talk about it, the advanced irrigation system, it can reduce the initial risk and cost of farmers to try new or more profitable approaches. Then the last one talked about the risk mitigation mechanism. So in the risk mitigation mechanism, it linking the production insurance to those credit or inputs it helps farmers to manage the climate production risks, and at times it also enables them to make what risk suitable and the crop choices themselves. So basically, when you look at the risk mitigation mechanism, like sometimes we can talk about folding the insurance. It can cost sometimes farmers into some total loss, but at times linking the production insurance to those credit or input, it will help the farmer to manage those climate and production risks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moses. I think our audience, we can see that there's a lot of knowledge, experience, and deeper perspectives. I hope you're jotting down some few questions so that you'll have to ask. We'll be going to our second round of questions, and I'd like to come back to Mr. Moro Oscar Sapu. Oscar, I would like to draw a view that the game is on, having listened to all of you and how things are moving and where the country is. We are now 14 years old. But if you look at the reality and the statistics that are out there by Bureau of Standards and the revenues, almost 98% of our food is imported. We are relying on imported commodities. And yet, the country, statistics indicate that 70% is youthful population of about the 12 million. And we do know that from traditional agriculture perspective, in Africa, lots of women are involved in agriculture sector. How much or to what extent is SAPU playing a role to ensure that we can have more women and much of this youthful population to be engaged in the agriculture sector so that there is a boom for the country in terms of food security? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Facilitator. First and foremost, I would want us to put one priority right. This is context-specific, South Sudan's case. Yeah, we do advocate in a way that we want to ensure that we need to have an environment where the young people who are innovative are not targeted, the youth oppressed, the women are not even abused, they are not segregated, but instead they are empowered. So that because this is one of the greatest bottleneck, top priority, that if it is not put right, what do I mean here? Security is to be in place. Yes, getting for an environment where at least businesses are protected, engaged fully, so that at the end of the day, if this priority, the piece is put right, security businesses, it fosters that kind of environment where young, youthful investors, local investors, and women have the confidence to be able to, start up businesses and grow, scale their businesses. So first, security. So we advocate for that as and policies that make environment enabling the youth and women. And secondly, we have to also invest in agri-tech, agricultural technology. So much we have to invest in solutions that promote agri-tech. We know that the young people, this is now more than a dot-com. We are edging to AI. We're actually into AI. So we have to also invest in agricultural technology, in innovations that are responsive, because we know that the young people, especially the youth, are closer to these technological, systems that are in place, and even women have to be drawn closer. We have to embrace technology, so that at the end of the day, depends also a room for the market. Nowadays you have to market online. We have to adopt technologies like blockchain technology, warehousing, supply systems. At the end of the day, all these things have to be in place. That is to do with technology. We need to put in a lot of effort and energy in that so much. And then we also have to engage, the institutions, financial institutions so much. We advocate, the cost of lending, the cost of borrowing from most financial institutions, especially in South Sudan, is way above what the youth and even the women who have smaller income, disposable incomes can afford. So financial institutions, we they have to develop products that are responsible. They have to come up with products that are affordable and accessible to the women and the youth. So that at the end of the day, when we are looking at inclusive agribusiness, all of them are able to participate in it. And it is very important to make sure that we also invest in research, because at the end of the day, research helps us to develop solutions that are evidence-based and that are strictly the needs of these women and youth. We might come up with interventions and interventions, but if out of the scope of what women and youth on, then we are wasting time. So a lot has to be put in place to promote research, and that means we have to bring in place people of Juba institutions. We have to develop them. Then we have to also build the capacity of women and youth. We cannot just also be saying capacity building and so forth. We have to go practical. We have to get them engaged. We have to open up, I think, hubs that at the end of the day will give them the space to practice what we are skilling them on, into practice. They have to put all this into practice. All this have to be put right. And then we have to build trust and governance. We have to develop governance structures so that all our efforts will not fail. We have to, this model is more or less also trust-based, because we are looking at it as a chain. If we don't have trust in the middle, if we don't put our governance systems right, then at the end of the day, it also comes to waste. We talked of policies. I know we've got so many policies, but now they are not being implemented. They end in forums like this, They end in forums like this, they end spaces like this, they are not implemented. We have so many bills, I understand, in Parliament that are not being passed that would foster inclusive agribusiness in the case of South Sudan. So all these bills have to, have to be passed. All these policies have to be implemented so that at the end, the women and the youth are ahead and they are able to participate in the ecosystem.
Okay, thank you, Moro. In interest of time, because we like to give a chance to the audience as well, and viewers, we hope you are seeing this as a very interactive session, and Sudan is like to what makes me to Madam Mayor, our grand knowledge. During the introduction, Alana, in the brief summary of 2SCALE, I'm very glad that you are part of the journey, and we linking that to what our panelist Moro has just said in terms of the security protection, investment in agri-tech and agricultural solutions. You are the government, and that's where everything is anchored. Donors give a helping hand. The citizens want a enabling platform. How do you see the role of government evolving in supporting this collaboration of PPP sector?
Thank you very much for the government. I think possible for implementers, because it's a bottom-up approach. The state minister, like agriculture, for instance, the state minister of agriculture and the national are supposed to have a bottom-up. We coordinate, we communicate, but I think it's not the case in most cases. Let's take an example. Doing everything, because actually they started from traditional farming. And I'm one of, but then when it's like we want, but we have failed as a government, because the farmers are okay, the technology and some in the traditional, where bring seeds to the table. Imagine a farmer waiting when the season comes in for planting, and she or he plants and find that the seed is not germinating. By that time, she would have wasted time already. When she now thinks about, she thinks about going back because the other one is not viable. Then sometimes the seed will not germinate the way it's supposed to be. So right now in the Ministry of Agriculture, we're taking both. Actually, we have not left the traditional farming aside, taking them both, because we are doing seed local seed multiplication in the country. That means what? We are still encouraging the local farmers to grow. As well as the technology that has come up with it. Like instead of broadcasting seeds, we want to say we want to go in line. Some are doing and some are not. But the only bad thing is the seed that has been allowed to come to the country, and yet it is not viable. This is the only problem with the government. We should take into consideration such kind of seeds at the borders where there is the Bureau of Standards. It has to take care of that. You don't just allow seeds to come in because maybe somebody has money and it just comes in. For the innocent ones to get the seeds are not viable. So the government is really supposed to make policies that doesn't allow such things to happen. And so many things actually. So farmers, we are farmers away from farming, for the farming that they've been doing with interest to redundance. You know, the farmers are no longer behaving like the way they used to be. Coupled with the insecurity in the country, actually it is even worse. Like right now, as we talk, most of the farmers are in exile. Why? The reason is known. This is a stumbling block that we we have to accept that it's really should be taken care of. It's the first in the list. But today, I think we don't know what they discuss at the high level, because it's supposed to be the one discussed at the parliament. Because if you have come from a constituency, and you have seen these things happening, because they are there, the MP who comes from there knows all the things in the ground. You're supposed to take it over to discuss and say we need this, this, and that. But I don't know what is there up there. But then we in the middle, where I think we are suffering. We're just in the middle. We cannot say no. We cannot say yes to anything. We just go. But we try our best to convince the farmers with the language, so that they really continue farming for food security. Like really the Minister of Agriculture is talking about food security. Even we have been always some status of food security in the country. Like me, how do I talk? How do I say? Because I have no the answer in time. Farmers are not because of ABCD. It's a role of really to ensure that food insecurity is discussed internally seriously, so that we food security realized in the country. Otherwise, we'll just go the same way and we're losing people's lives. Children are dying, women, men, everybody's dying because of food. Just normal food on the table is not there. So it is a challenge, a big challenge. So I think it has to be taken into consideration by actors, everybody, the country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary Benjamin. I would like to just ask one more last question, perhaps, to give a chance to the room. And to me, that question will now go, I will throw it to our agri expert, Onjima Justin. I think when, from the beginning of this event to where we are, I think we said we are celebrating the way to go, which is the PPP, the 2SCALE model and all that. It's glamorous. But if you listen carefully to the perspectives being given by panelists, then there's a bit of a pessimism that one begins to pick up in terms of when you talk about introducing technologies, infrastructure that is needed to create that enabling environment. And on the other hand, you're hearing about delayed policies. You're hearing about insecurity. You know, there's a bit of a contradiction that's at the same time in a jigsaw. So, as an expert in that sector, I would like you to draw a summary conclusion for us. What do you see as those major risks that are currently stumbling block to the growth of inclusive agribusiness from your perspective as an expert? And how can they be addressed? Give recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you very much once more. First, I would like to start with the stumbling blocks. There are many, but then I think we also need to acknowledge that there's nowhere where there's no challenge. Even drinking water, there's challenge in drinking water. So amidst the existing challenges that I will mention, solution. Number one, the challenge of security. I really feel farmers, but because of the war of 26, sends my farm to Uganda. That means jobs to Uganda. That is caused because of insecurity. And this is one person only, but there are also millions of South Sudanese who have exported jobs to other regions. I can tell you, all investors in whatsoever form they are like hens. A hen cannot lay its egg to be taken by goal. Investment is like, so those who struggle to funds, those who have got capital, you know how hard it has been to get capital. So you will not want to play with your capital. As a result, we keep on exporting jobs. The other thing is, in my own thinking, at times I look at the fact that as a country, we do not have the policies, but also some of the rushed into. We have rushed into joining the East African community. Now, in the East African community, in some of the treaties, you can produce in Uganda and you ship in. Looking at how conducive Uganda is, labor cost is lower, everything is a little bit that. So any producer, factor in can be at Telegu or the other side, you produce and you bring in and you deprive of they need to. So for me, these are some of the challenges, but also internally as people who are supposed entrepreneurs, we need to really embrace and work together, because like I said earlier, the value chain is too wide, and because of that, you will see that the action of one actor will not solve the challenge. I've talked of the two challenges, so I'll have to go to solutions. Number one is that you need to, instead of complaining, ask yourself what you can do. Let's work as a network, knowing that if it is access to finance, borrowing also from the other countries like Uganda and Kenya have developed because of the microfinance, the SACCOs. How prepared are we? Are we in SACCOs? You here, 4 of us, say 5 of us, let's have a business. Individuals will be able to pool resources. You help yourself so that with the resources you have, you should also be able to access funding from a place like Irufi. We also, in finance still, he talked of it, the products, access to finance currently, for example, women. A lot of women in South Sudan and youth do not own property, even land, and therefore they are cut off from financial products, from the microfinance and even the banks. So they should be able to work together in women groups where they guarantee each other. For example, if this is a VSLA, we will serve our money, and then our VSLA, in the name of our VSLA, for example, IFDC, should be able to go to Rufi and then borrow from Rufi in the name of IFDC, but not as an individual. And for us as the member of the VSLA, we should be able to pool our resources. This will be our guarantee fund to be able to access the loan. The other things that also need the other actors to come on. Lastly, there is a little bit of confusion between government, the development partners, and the private sector, because the government also has a feeling that development partners are doing things in the way they want to do, not in the way the government wants it to be done. So there is a need for people to hold hands. The government has to come handy, but also the development partners have to come handy and have to also do the right thing. For us, the private sector However, the conditions in the place will be in an economy will be as people to pull off, but we're always there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We've come to the end of our panel discussions. I don't know how we are doing with Diana, who is managing our time. But now I will just have to say we'll give an opportunity, and we will, take gender balance. We'll give an opportunity to the audience for 2 gentlemen and 2 ladies, so that we strike gender balance on. So we'll go with
so much.
maybe perhaps if you have a question directed to someone in specific, one of the panelists, so let us know as well.
Okay, so my name is Emmanuel, Vision. And a lot has been talked about finances. Can Rufi just tell us the experience? Just want to hear the experience of Rufi with the farmers in the entire project. What is their experience when it comes to finance and financing agriculture?
I think that question can go very well to Mr. Onzima. He's been in the sector. Premium Agro does and work closely with Rufi. So I think you can take up that question. Rufi is present. Okay. This is great. Okay. Would you want to... I hope we have not ambushed you. Yeah? Okay. Would you want to respond to that? Experience, yeah.
Okay, thank you. In Premium Agro-Console, we do linkages to finance, including and Rufi started in 2008. It was started by members, so like any other microfinance, but because of constituents, a lot of NGOs have worked with Rufi. Number one, apart from the products that he may talk about, what most agencies do is that silently they put a guarantee facility for farmers of that project. If, for example, we are farmers here, we should be able to access money from Rufi, but there is a silent guarantee facility because if farmers know there is a guarantee facility, everyone will presume he or she is unable to pay. He or she has been affected in one way or the other to be unable to pay. So for me, so far what I know is the entrepreneurs or the farmers as a project that we have worked, the one we have linked to Rufi up to now, they're in the business. I cannot talk of the number. He may talk of the number, but I worked in a project called South Sudan Agribusiness Development Program 1, funded by the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands. We were able to link a very good number of farmers across this region to work with Rufi. I worked in South Sudan Agribusiness Development Program 2. We were able to link also farmers to Rufi and other microfinances that they're able to work. So it depends on the context or the project that you are in. But what is that they have a lot of those products that suits farmers, like group lending, the one that I was talking here about, individual lending, agricultural lending, that I should not be able to be the one to talk about it. He should be the one if he's given chance. Thank you.
I think definitely I'll give you 1 minute to add something so that complements, because we have donor partners in the house, NGOs, and I think this is the nature of linkages they are looking for. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Me, Dramani Richard. In the past, I was the branch manager for Rural Finance Initiative, Rufi, Juba branch. Currently serving as the business development officer. And given the statistics of the linkages between the farmers and to Rufi, we have been, of course, financing some farmers in Yambio. I can pick like from the major challenges currently that people face in accessing for finance with the Rufi, basically is being the collateral issue. Picking from his point, Rufi has been microfinance in South Sudan for long. I mean, there are people who are within South Sudan who pull their funds together to lend farmers and other business entities in the country. Now, given that, like he spoke clearly, that investment is like laying an egg. Rufi has, in the beginning, never been supported by some donors, whereby the donors came in after that. From the beginning, why the interest rates happens to be high is just because people is a pool of funds from South Sudanese individual, and they will never allow their money maybe to go in the hands of wrong borrowers. That's one point. So maybe statistics of how many farmers we have served. I don't have that one currently with me. It's with the director. I beg to stop here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. I think what we can draw clearly there is that there's need for an interplay to come with a medium model that can support, because Rufi is operating from a business-oriented financing, which means interest there. But NGOs definitely probably come from a grant level of financing. The farmers may not have to give back the money, but they maybe Rufi can supply inputs. So that is where you guys can draw a partnership right in there. There's a second gentleman right here, the mic, and we haven't seen hands from the ladies, but this one, okay, from Hagana, is that right? Nile Harvest, and got a hand?
Yeah.
Where's the second hand for ladies? We'll wait for the second hand. So gentlemen.
Thank you. My question is going to our Director General for Food, National Food Reserve. She almost knocked my question out when she said that MPs need to be talking about the issues that are happening there, but all the same, you're here. We will give you all we can and cry to you, because it's you that we know who could carry the technical issues ahead. My question is about the pre and post-independence, because most of us grew in South Sudan here. We knew how the whole food security was before and now. Initially, this independence, we were even eating things of last year. Our granaries were full of longorok. If you know this routine, things of those years of last year are eaten this year. The one of this year is eaten next year. That was the scenario during the liberation time. But this has completely changed to the extent that some of us don't know what you are eating tomorrow or the next day and so on. So if you are to tell us 3 things that have changed that we need to go back and think about, what are those things that we lost and we really need to learn from the previous lesson before independence and bring them back for us to be able to really get into our food security status? Because without food security, there is no other security, I trust. That is one of the questions. 2, yes, there is quite a lot of issues happening, insecurity and so on and so on. One of the panelists said that we rushed with other things and subscribing to other bodies that would have may have even entered into our own issues. Yes, you go to Gumbo and you see how much food is there, then you come to the customs, because I visit these markets almost every week, and you compare the prices of the two, the ones that are led by Sudanese are more expensive than the prices of products in Gumbo. Most of us will skip our own South Sudanese to run to Gumbo to buy cheaply, because you and save money at the same time. Somebody bring will kilo in the transaction his grain in custom. Somebody bringing grain from Bara to Juba. Are you aware of this? And is there a technical point of view from this, or we should just wait and until when? Thank you.
Much for your observation, and actually most of us are observing that in this country. The war broke, raped, we are abducted. What do you expect food to come from? Where do you expect food to come from? So the food will come from neighboring countries. They get the chance of saying, we buy from them. Even if it's expensive, we have to buy, because there's no we can get food. The only simplest to me is the getting rid of the insecurity in the country. And it's nobody else to say it, we're the government. The government is the one to say, stop human insecurity, not food, mostly human insecurity, so that the human beings will cultivate food everywhere, even at household. People have become lazy, farmers have become lazy even to cultivate. Just sit. You're forced to look for money. That little money you have to go and buy this food. Up to when? If you ask yourself, when will that continue to happen? So it's a big challenge. But for us, I think there's a forum to discuss that. Definitely there's a forum to discuss this food insecurity. Not everybody. We'll wait for that. We're in the middle. For us, we are technical people, you know. We just do even this assignment, you do it. You even go to the insecure areas, go there. You go at your own risk. You're short, you are that order to go there. What about now generally? About everybody. Things, there are simple things that I can discuss in a group of people saying, let's do this. This is happening to, even to all of us. We're all buying that expensive food. Everybody in this country, be it, we are buying expensive food. Is there no solution? We can do that. Say no to insecurity, Kalas. Then we start farming. We go with anxiousness, they'll go many miles away to farm so that you get food. Food used to be in place to buy food from neighbor country. We used to buy things in kind, this kind of things, salt, oil, this and that. But today, it's food, except maybe the greens that we can cultivate. Not all types of greens also, but the greens that is known in, like in Juba, people buy. But the rest, even the rest of the greens come. The answer is, let us get rid of the insecurity in the country so that we can go back to farming, so that we can get a lot of food as we have in the old Sudan for our betterment. There was the other question about yeah, I think I've covered, I covered in the discussion. Prices, prices, the prices long time ago, they used to be very, very cheap because the food was produced where? In the country. Yeah, but now that we are getting from neighboring countries, of course, it's different. So we are forced to do that. All in all, it goes back to security and human.
And I think also just to perhaps what you're saying, and a member spoke about it, it all boils down to cost-benefit analysis. Why the prices from someone bringing things from Magui and Yambio in custom are expensive than commodities from Uganda. I think the expert spoke about it. The matrix is simple. Cost of production. Uganda got everything so simple. And South Sudan, we're importing. Even the seeds that the South Sudanese farmers plant come from across. So, and then the infrastructure is not there, the roads are not okay, and definitely you expect the seller to pay a price on that. Yes, we have the first hand on the lady. Someone give a mic over there. We have a hand. If we don't get the second hand from the ladies, we'll end up with that because of interest of time, so that we can have our MC. We'll be inviting him over because we have a ceremony usually. And okay.
Okay, thank you. My brother had already reached one, but still something to add on it is like, for example, when we are told when you're bringing agricultural produce from the other markets, for example, the international markets, they are subsidized. For example, maybe taxes are reduced when they are entering into the country. But somebody bringing the same agricultural products from within the country receive high taxes along the road. And that is why I think it increases the prices when, is there something we can do? It's still to the DG, is there nothing we can do still as South Sudanese to make sure that the things that we produce locally is still, we still acquire them at a reduced price? Because I see this is one of the reasons why we are getting high prices for things that come from within the country as compared to things that come from other countries. The second question goes to Umjima. You talked about private sectors not trusting themselves to come together, like in terms maybe to even establish where we can save, for example, have circles. This could have been from maybe personal or experiences around us that maybe at a point people have tried to come together, but they were disappointed by individual interests or misbehaviors somewhere. Or even maybe also the goal was not known or nobody to guide this. How best should we reorganize ourselves and start to trust each other to make sure that we come together and do the right thing for the development of this country? Thank you.
Yeah, I think the answer to your question is I think it is simple and people are able even to do something. As I told you, the policymakers are at the top there. We in the middle, people of agriculture, we are not able even to solve any problem, except when our minister goes to the parliament, maybe that minister is the one who is to carry issues in the ministry to the parliament. But we have no say. They are the policymakers, they are the ones who make the policies, they are the ones who make everything possible for the citizens of South Sudan. If we want prices to be reduced, they are the ones to say, they are the ones to do that. They are the ones to put orders saying every item coming into the country should be reduced in prices. But sometimes you get some of the things, when they come, they are passed. You find tables, so many tables at the borders, they just passing. And the Bureau of Standard itself is like toothless, not even taking care of things that come to the end that things come to the country and they just come. So, you know, it is just going round and round. But the stumbling block is the people at the top. They're the ones to decide, to me. This is what I know. This is what we all know. If they decide that it should be like this, yes, we'll accept. Everybody will accept. Who are you to say no? But it's not happening. So the struggle continues.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that response. Onjima?
Okay, thank you. In business partnership, trust is just the same way when you are dating someone. You need to build trust in somebody. You can't build trust in somebody just like we have met here today with somebody and say, we are good to go with you into business. No. You need quite an ample time to build trust in somebody with some practices. And therefore, I think there's platform for that trust to be built. But above all, also, business exists well, not only on trust that is based on say and hear this. It is based on building the institutional systems. Things like your memorandum of understanding, things like if it's a company, your shareholding structure and all this. And then having things like the board of directors, and this safeguards a lot of things. In the informal business, I can tell you there are people who transact a lot of money, not even written, by the way. Millions of shillings of South Sudanese pounds that people transact, not written, but because of the trust that they build, especially in the informal business. Go to Konyo Konyo. Somebody can go, please get for me this million. You get it, and tomorrow the person brings it back. So it comes down to you knowing what you are doing, and also maybe the fear of God or Allah in this case. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like to appreciate the questions from the audience and also give a vote of thanks to all our panelists. It's been a very engaging conversation that we've held here. A lot of knowledge sharing, lots of insights, lot of experiences shared. And I believe I would want to say that the discussion was very frank. People are very frank. They are very honest to the bottom of their hearts. And I think that is what it means if we want a change. And if we want to grow, we need to confront the devil in the box. So to me, it was a very wonderful and engaging interaction. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Madam Mary Benjamin from the ministry, the DG for Food Reserves, Moro Oscar from SAPU, and our agribusiness expert from Premium Agro, Onjima Justin, and Ochira Moses representing Magui College of Agribusiness and Management Science. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a wonderful time. Let's give a hand of applause to all our team. I'll pass back to the MC.
Yeah, before they move anywhere, they would have to stand so that we capture them. Because if they are not captured, people will deny, say they never did anything. So without a picture, nothing has done. Can you stand here? Well, who are the camera people? Journalists, do your work now. They have never been smiling because it's like they were put on the cross. Okay, you can now come down. Can we all stand up, please? I want to check if you are alert or you are asleep. There's a song. If you say F, the ladies sit down. The males stand up. If it is M, the males sit down. The F stand up, okay? And the song is say, I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers. That will tell me who has been sleeping and who is listening to this song. Are we together? Fishers are who? Male. Men are men. Okay? Let's go. I will make you fishers of men. Okay, again. Let me do it slowly. I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers. Okay. That's good. Okay, here we are going to proceed. We have another important and brief session as we are almost going to the closer. We have some stories to hear, spotlight stories, and the people are available with us. We saw them from the video. We want to hear from them just 1 minute. 1 minute and a half if you want to proceed. At most 2. I'm beginning with Geoffrey Kape, Managing Director of Kanyibek General Trading and Investment Limited, a 2SCALE supported PPP, has been with the company since 2008. He has played a key role in developing Kanyibek new maize-based bread, introducing a unique value proportional to the South Sudan. Come and tell us, how did you change the maize into bread? Just 1 minute and a half, because we watched you already in the film.
Let me come up here. Good afternoon, everyone. I thank you all for this opportunity. I thank 2SCALE, the Embassy of Netherlands, the Kingdom of Netherlands. It's been a privilege to work with 2SCALE and all the teams and the partners, Boping, CNV, and AFDC. Kanyibek, for those who have not known the company, I just want to give you a brief information about Kanyibek. Kanyibek originally was formed, it started as a cooperative society in a rank. We started as producers of sorghum. Many people gathered together, they started to produce sorghum. That's how they started the Kanyibek company. And from there, the journey begins. It started up till we reach this level. We expand our portfolio now from being farmers of sorghum, we become farmers of maize, and we become producers of bread. And we came to from Reng to Malakal to Bor to Juba to Magui and all that. Thank you once again, and I want to go to the straight to the story of our journey with 2SCALE. How we started working with 2SCALE. At the time, we have a lot of challenges in the market, so we're trying to find solutions as innovators for the local problems that is facing us in the food system. So we approached 2SCALE with our ideas, and 2SCALE supported us throughout the journey. In Juba here, we produce this local bread. Most people know it. But we have an idea of producing a bread that is meant from the blend of wheat flour and maize flour.
You're left with 1 minute.
Yes, give me just remaining. It's a closeout, so I need to talk so that people can also know. Yeah.
Time left.
Okay, thank you. That's how we started, and the journey has been a success because we have been able to capture, to include some of the consumers who are not used to wheat flour bread, because we have many people in the country who only take maize. They don't like ash, they don't like bread. So when we brought this idea of producing a bread which is made from maize flour, it has encouraged many people also to start eating the local bread. The idea comes at a time whereby there's a scarcity of wheat flour in the market, especially with the Russian-Ukraine crisis. So that's when we incorporated this idea. There's so much to say in this closeout, but I was limited with time. Okay. I wish I could talk more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's clap for him. Thank you very much. The second person is Christopher T. Ismail. He's the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Eden Multipurpose Marketing Cooperative Society, established in 2016. I'm reading this so that you are brief. Under the leadership, Eden has partnered with both international and national organizations, including World Food Programme and PG3 Logistics, to supply maize grain to IDP and schools feeding program. Can you tell us briefly, just 1 minute and a half?
Thank you. Since you have helped me, I will go straight to the point. Eden Multipurpose Marketing Cooperative Society has a very strong testimony for 2SCALE approach, which is in agribusiness. Of course, as you have heard, the unique idea that we have now is how, okay, the product is there as you see, but how do we get the product that are actors involved? So the project helped us to know where to begin, who does what. We worked with the seed companies, agro-dealers, producer, cooperatives, those work farm, directing the farm, the extension, the microfinance, because we were able to also VSLA under the same pilot program. Then, so now as we talk now, we no longer again produce. We have the production to the primary cooperatives. So now we are doing value addition. So this is the legacy that 2SCALE has left behind for Eden Multipurpose Marketing Cooperative Society. And of course, we are capable. They also trained our finance team how to handle finances of the corporate, the management of exchange. Developing what we saw in the video here happening in Meru, Kenya, sweet and dried. Yes. So the lady we went with has captured that. She has started doing something. So, but I don't know. There's a picture. It was not reflected. So it is something so great. We are so grateful for 2SCALE, and we just need now to scale up what we are doing so that we can capture the bigger market. Thank you.
The last person is the Secretary General, and Secretary words. He's going to have a brief word, and he's the Secretary General from Nzara General Farmers Cooperative Union. His name is George Peter Abdallah. Can we clap as he comes in front?
Good morning once more. Sorry, good afternoon. So I'm by name George Peter Abdallah. I'm the secretary for Nzara County Farmers Union. So briefly to talk about Nzara Union. So it was initiated in 2014. And then in 2017, so the union was organized by SAPO. During that time, so the union was connected with Agriterra. So through Agriterra, we managed to get some training for our extension workers, our coaches who are doing the work. And now we also got opportunity whereby we linked with the 2SCALE. So we are grateful with 2SCALE because through 2SCALE, we managed to get 1 milling machine that we are now using. So what we are doing now is we are, due to the high demand of our customers, we realized that there were not there were no demand. We decided to change the maize flour by mixing with the cassava flour. So that's what now we are dealing with. So in the near future, we are also looking forward for maybe extending the program to things like these kind of fruits, making fruits, planting fruits, whereby we can get long term of agriculture fruits. So that's what we are doing. So I thank SAPO very much because it is through SAPO that's why we are here today, more especially the Nzara County Farmers Union. They have given us basic skills in agriculture and even 2SCALE. So they are the one who are commanding our extension workers. They were also giving basic training. They were also told our farmers how to plant, because before our farmers were having problems. They could not be able to plant, but currently they are now doing the best in the field. So thank you very much.
Okay.
And we shall not forget SAPO.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Secretary General. So far, so good. Can we clap better one? I know everybody's asking, when is it ending? I want to announce that it's about to end. Is that okay? So with this, I would like to, we have another video that will be run, very briefly, a short one, in preparation of the handover ceremony. Caroline?
Our vision as 2SCALE to hand over the 2SCALE approach to the national partner is one of the key strategy for the closing out of the 2SCALE program, because the 2SCALE has invested learning, best practices, and some other success stories that we felt in this approach of inclusive agribusiness approach we need to hand over to the partners. Why do we want to hand over is because we want the partners still to continue implementing the 2SCALE inclusive agribusiness approach, because this approach has been impactful and many of our partners have seen a lot of the impact. The farmers have talked about it. So for them to embrace this approach means we need to keep it available for any other possible partner that will want to use it. SAPO is our national partner. SAPO has been engaged with the 2SCALE right away from 2022. They have been part and parcel of our activities. So that was one way we have brought them so closer to us, to cooperate with them, to partner with them. This was already a part of our building block to ensure that when we are exiting the programs, they would be able to take over from us. Then on another note, we engage them into a learning session where we expose them to the 2SCALE approaches, the 2SCALE learning materials. They attended a training with us. We built the capacity. Then we also did not only build the capacity of the top leadership, but we also engaged in building capacity of other technical staff of SAPO so that they are able to execute and implement the 2SCALE approach.
We are very glad and happy to be part and parcel of this approach, because when we look at it, inclusive agribusiness, it is actually moved us, because we are dealing with the agriculture sector. That is more of it is into agribusiness, and then most of our members are processing. We have producers, we have other service providers like the banks. So we are so happy because it is inclusive. It is bringing everybody on board, on table to discuss their specific interests, and they support each other. So we are very glad. That is why we participated in the process. And then also some of the business champions that were supporting were our, and we are very happy to host the event, the approach, because we will continue with the process after 2SCALE. What we realize about the 2SCALE approach, it is bringing everybody on board. That there are some businesses that where women are more into it, and there are some other businesses where it is youth who are more in it, and then also there is somewhere where it is bringing everybody actually on board. And then we are very happy because currently we are already using the approach, and our partners even got interested. They wanted some of the staff trained on the inclusive agribusiness approach. We are there to stay as a member-based organization, and we are having a lot of farmers. We see the approach, it will really build our relationship with our members because it is bringing everybody on board. And then another thing we realize, most partners are also interested in the approach so that we can take it further, we'll market it out and see that as actually to build the fragile food system of South Sudan. We felt that the inclusive agribusiness will support it very well.
Our vision has 2SCALE.
Okay, are we happy? But you are very miserable. Are you tired again? Let's give a hand clap. I have a motivation statement. The motivation statement says like this: our CEO is a lady. Our finance manager is a lady. Our human resource manager is a lady. Ladies are still quiet, I hope. And because of that, through the hands of SAPO, we have over 3.6 million, right from the beginning of corruption. And I'm saying this To donors who are listening, bring your money to SAPU, it will not be corrupted because ladies are not corrupt people. So with this, I'm going to welcome Ruth Kamunya, who is a male manager for 2SCALE. Did I pronounce your name well? I will not repeat.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I request to stand on existing protocol. I'm doubting if you can see me because of this stand. I don't think you can see me, only see my hair. Thank you all for holding on until this time. I think it is the climax of why we are here, but I will not give so much information of the process of handover because Alana has done it very well in the video. Alana has explained the process and the journey that we have come together the whole of this year, beginning January. As a program, we started the process of planning on how to hand over to national actors. In this case, in South Sudan, it is SAPU. And the handing over process started of working together. So we did not put ourselves aside as a program. We are handing over and we call them and handed over. We worked together. We synthesized the content with all these partners. So in this case, you've seen Nancy, the CEO of SAPU. So we have been working with Nancy from the beginning. So she was involved in confirming that this content, as we have packaged, does it suit what SAPU would want to use it as? So we worked with Nancy and many other actors in the other different countries. And by the time we were coming to the point of training, SAPU taking up the content and training, she has given it a yes, that yes, this makes sense for us. This makes business sense for us. Because at the end of the day, the idea was not to dump content and we tick a box and say, we did it. No. So we worked together all the way. And for us to be here and with the confidence that Alana has, because I'm riding on his confidence, Alana has so much confidence because of this journey that we have come, and I want to ride on his confidence, that we are handing over to SAPU, and I'd like to call Beatrice to join me from IFDC. And as Beatrice joins me, I would also want to call Timo Wani Marcelino. I hope I got your name correct. And also a representative from Magui College of Agribusiness and Management Science. We can all come on the stage. So we are going to do an official handover. This is a symbol of, and I want to be very careful not to keep saying 2SCALE is closing, because Alana put it very well. We are just stepping on the side, and SAPU is going to continue. The MC said that you are driving a bus. So the bus is not stopping, because SAPU and Magui, they will continue moving with this train as train needs to move on. We know and we have had the challenges in South Sudan. So the work is cut out for them. You have a lot of work. It's a lot of work. A lot of work. Yes, and I know you're capable. Because, and I want to also come back to the point where Alana said, what 2SCALE did was, I think, in only 2 locations. That is just a drop in the ocean when you look at South Sudan. So the work is cut out for you. And I know you're well, you're set, you're ready. You have other actors, development actors here who are ready to walk the journey. And also we're still behind you and working with you. So with that in mind, we would want to present something. We want to present you the tools to move and drive the bus. You should not. We'll start first by hand a certificate inclusive agribusiness, and the partners have access to this course. It trains SAPU to be a facilitator and also equips other like-minded inclusive agribusiness to have the skills to train. With that, we also want to hand over to you. This is a map of South Sudan. Yes, it's a map of South Sudan. So as we hand over this to you, we send you to go and harvest more inclusive agribusiness in South Sudan. from 2 locations that 2SCALE was present, you have all this space to influence, to change, and to make a change in the food nutrition system of South Sudan. Thank you. And with this comes some of the tools that you need. These are tools, and specifically they're seeds. These are grains, different types of grains. And you know what a seed means in terms of germination. One seed can give you how many? One seed of maize can give you about three maize combs, 1 tree. So you can imagine what this means. So we send you forth, go and build more users who are using quality seeds to produce and feed homes, feed communities, feed the nation. And with your support, I know you'll be able to do this. Thank you. Before we step down, we would want to request the other members from SAPU and Magui, if they can join us on stage so that we can take a picture. Any other members of SAPU? And also the EKN representative, I would like that you come over. Alana, we all take a picture.
The acting minister of agriculture in absentia, the Kingdom of Netherlands representative, team leader for 2SCALE, members of this forum, let the protocol remain observed. Seeing is believing. What we have seen here, we don't know how to apply 2SCALE. All the members in they have handed to us a child. This child but it is good that the child has grown. He's 13 years for us to go and to bring the child up until all of us, we will see the child graduating from the university and now searching for a job. We are very, very proud of this. We would like to assure this room we are capable to take care of these seeds from the land preparation up to the harvest. And we are participating in feeding South Sudan. As all of us know, of our food items are coming from across the border, 2011 up to today. For the reason, all of us knows the reason, but we believe And we are sure that no situation is permanent. The situation where we are in will never be permanent. The solution will be there. In terms of insecurity, it will be solved. Other hindrances like infrastructure also. All these challenges, we will continue to farm. We will continue to farm, and SAPO alone will never do it alone. We're going to work together with all of you, all these organizations who are here, all the companies who are here. We are proud of you. You have been supporting us. We are going to continue this journey together. We are not going to leave you outside. We are going to continue together. With this few remarks, I beg to stop here. Thank you so much.
Can you listen to me? Sapu started under a tree, but now he's in an office where there is internet, where there is vehicle, there is everything. There is AC. That means small beginnings cannot be despised. Secondly, Sapu is a member of Eastern Farmers Federation, which has over 20 million farmers, small farmers together. We have been in other countries to see what is happening. About a week and a half, there was a green project. And when I was asked, I told them that is for SADC countries, but we need 2 components to be added in that project. And they told me now, say, Pastor, tell us which those are the 2 ones. I told them in South Sudan, there is an attitude of the members who have the cattle, that these cattle are for prestige and for marriage. We need to change that attitude. It should appear in the project. The second component is, in South Sudan, there are a lot of guns, and these guns are used against brothers and sisters. We also need to change that attitude so that they know that your brother is your brother. If you don't need today, tomorrow you will need him. So that should be an attitude to be changed. And they were all very happy. I was sponsored by GIZ South Africa, and they put me in a very high hotel, 5-star, and I said, I wish the GIZ is in South Sudan. So that is how we have reached. And I think this should be like a motivation, right? So I want to let us know that we're about to conclude. I think you can prepare appetite for food. If it was far, you can invite it to come back. So far, so good. We're still going to ask our chair to come now and give closing remark. If there is nothing much, Alana, anything? Chairman, you're most welcome to come and give us your closing remarks.
Thank you. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, partners, and fellow agribusiness and entrepreneurs. Today, we gather not to close one chapter, but we honor a legacy and begin a new chapter. After 13 to 14 years, the 2SCALE approach is being handed over to the South Sudan Agriculture Producers Union. On behalf of South Sudan Agriculture Producers Union, accept this responsibility. I accept this responsibility with deep gratitude and a firm commitment to carry this vision forward. Together with IFDC, and we knew IFDC earlier, when IFDC came to South Sudan Agriculture Producers Union is the organization that received IFDC. But by then, IFDC worked alone, and that one depends on the people on board by then. We are going to continue working with IFDC now. We thank Alana. We thank the SMV. We have built something extraordinary from the cooperatives in Yambio to the resilient farmers of Magui. 2SCALE has reached the heart of our communities. Over 80% of our members have benefited directly or indirectly from this approach with visible and tangible impact. Lives have been transformed. Small businesses strengthened, and the future of agribusiness in South Sudan made more secure. As SAPO steps into this role as the national custodian of 2SCALE, we pledge to uphold its principles: inclusivity, innovation, and local ownership or national ownership. We will continue nature, agribusiness clusters and ensure that nutritious food reach every corner of our country. To our partners at IC, your guidance and support have been foundational as you close out your formal role. We respectfully request that you remain close and closer, not as implementers, but as trusted allies. Your continued mentorship and collaboration will be vital as we scale this approach and deepen its impact. I will also like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to Mr. Alana Sebit, the 2SCALE team leader of South Sudan, and his team, whose leadership, dedication, and deep understanding of our local realities have made this journey not only impactful, but truly collaborative. Let this handover not be an ending, a renewal of trust, of partnership, and of our shared commitment to shaping inclusive agribusiness in South Sudan. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon.